everyone. Welcome to Future Lens. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mo. And today we're diving into something that honestly feels like science fiction turning real. Agentic AI.
Yeah, it's one of those buzzwords that's suddenly everywhere, right? You hear it in tech circles, on LinkedIn, in boardrooms. But if you stop and ask someone, hey, what actually is agentic AI? Most people can't really explain it.
Exactly. And that's what we're here to do today. We're going to break it down, no jargon, no hype. Just what it really means, how it's different from the AI we've been using, and where it's already showing up in the real world.
Right. Because this isn't just some niche tech upgrade. It's a shift in how AI actually works.
Totally. Traditional AI follows instructions. It's reactive. But agentic AI, it takes initiative. It's the difference between having a tool that waits for you to tell it what to do and having a digital partner that sees what needs to be done and just does it.
So basically, the AI that doesn't wait for your permission.
Exactly. And it's not just theory anymore. It's happening. Companies, governments, even whole cities are building systems around it.
Wow. Okay, I'm officially intrigued. So where do we start?
Let's start simple by looking at what traditional AI actually is and how agentic AI takes that to a whole new level.
All right, so let's rewind a bit. Before we can get what makes agentic AI special, we need to understand what we're comparing it to. What exactly do we mean when we say traditional AI?
Yeah, good question. So, traditional AI is basically what most companies have been using for the last decade or so. Systems that are great at automating stuff, but only within really tight boundaries. Think of things like sales forecasting, chatbots, fraud detection, or report automation.
So it's like the kind of AI that helps you run smoother, but it still needs someone to tell it what to do.
Exactly. It's what we call reactive. You give it a task, it performs that task, and then it waits. It doesn't decide what's next, it just follows patterns based on the data it was trained on.
Got it. So super smart, but not exactly independent.
Yeah, I like to think of it like this. Traditional AI is like a really good assistant. You give it a list of things to do, and it'll do them perfectly. Fast, accurate, no complaining. But it's not going to notice that your priorities changed, or that a client canceled, or that a shipment's late.
So it's all execution, no initiative.
Bingo. It's designed for optimization, not for reasoning. Traditional AI works great when the rules are clear and the world is predictable. But the second reality gets messy, like, say, when supply chains break, markets shift, or customer behavior changes, it kind of freezes. It doesn't adapt because it wasn't built to think that way.
Makes sense. So that's where the limits start to show, right?
Exactly. You can't run a modern, fast-moving business entirely on systems that just react. And that's what set the stage for the rise of agentic AI. AI that doesn't just wait for instructions, but figures out what to do next.
Okay, so traditional AI was the doer, and agentic AI is like the decider?
Yeah, that's one way to put it. The doer versus the decider. And that's the leap we're seeing right now. A move from automation to actual autonomy.
Okay, so now I'm really curious. How do you actually compare the two? Like, what's the easiest way to spot the difference between traditional AI and agentic AI?
All right, here's how I think of it. Traditional AI is reactive. Agentic AI is proactive.
Meaning, traditional AI waits for you to tell it what to do, and agentic AI just does stuff?
Exactly. Traditional AI follows a prompt. It's like, give me data and I'll give you an answer. Agentic AI, on the other hand, looks at the situation, sets goals, and takes the initiative. It's like the difference between an assistant who follows instructions and a partner who just handles things while you're asleep.
So basically, one's a tell me what to do kind of system, and the other's a don't worry, I got this kind of system.
Yep. Traditional AI handles one task really well, like predicting customer churn or generating reports. Agentic AI can manage entire workflows. It can forecast demand, place orders, reroute shipments, and even alert humans when something's off, all without waiting for permission.
Wow. So we're talking about an AI that doesn't just support your business, it actually runs parts of it.
Pretty much. Traditional AI is like a microscope. You zoom in, you see clearly, but it's narrow. Agentic AI is more like a drone. It sees the full landscape and decides where to focus next.
I love that analogy.
Another big difference? Supervision. Traditional AI needs human oversight for most decisions. Agentic AI just checks in when necessary. It's built to handle uncertainty, adapt, and talk to other AIs to get things done.
Wait, talk to other AIs?
Oh, yeah, that's one of the coolest parts. Agentic systems are collaborative. You might have a procurement agent negotiating with a logistics agent, while a finance agent monitors budgets. They work like a team, balancing priorities in real time.
That's wild. It's like giving your company a little digital brain trust.
Exactly. The report actually calls it a multi agent ecosystem. And what's powerful is how fast they can operate. They're constantly exchanging data, resolving conflicts, and making micro decisions that keep everything running smoothly.
So, in a way, this is what AI was supposed to be all along. Something that actually thinks ahead, not just reacts.
Totally. Traditional AI gave us automation. Agentic AI gives us autonomy. It's the difference between tools that help you work faster and systems that work with you to achieve goals.
Okay, so at this point, I'm sold on the concept. But are there any places that are actually doing this already? Like real world examples, not just theories.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the boldest examples out there is Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030. They're basically building entire cities around the concept of agentic AI.
All right, now we're getting into the sci fi stuff. Let's hear it. All right, so this next part honestly sounds like something straight out of a movie. You mentioned Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030. How are they using agentic AI?
Yeah, it's wild. So, Vision 2030 is basically Saudi Arabia's long term national transformation plan. It's about diversifying the economy, modernizing industries, and building what they call a smart nation. And the backbone of that whole strategy is agentic AI.
Wait, the backbone? Like it's that central?
Yup, the report explains how Saudi Arabia is building what are known as cognitive cities. These aren't just smart cities with sensors, they're ecosystems powered by networks of AI agents that can reason, decide, and act in real time.
That sounds insane.
It kind of is, in the best way. Take Neom, for example, that futuristic city in the desert. It's being designed to basically run itself. Agentic AI systems will manage everything from traffic lights to energy grids, emergency response, healthcare, and even environmental monitoring.
So the city doesn't just run automatically, it actually learns how to run better over time?
Exactly. The report calls it adaptive intelligence. The idea is that these AI agents don't just follow instructions, they learn how citizens move, how energy is consumed, what resources are needed where, and they self optimize. It's like the city develops a memory and uses it to improve efficiency every day.
That's kind of beautiful in a nerdy way.
Yeah, I guess it is. And it's not just Neom. The Line, another part of Vision 2030, is designed as a fully autonomous, zero-carbon linear city, where transport, utilities, and public services are managed by interconnected AI systems. Everything's coordinated by agentic AI agents that make instant decisions based on live data.
So instead of people responding to problems, the system just fixes itself.
Exactly. If a water pipe bursts, an AI detects it, reroutes the flow, dispatches maintenance, and updates the municipal database, all automatically. If there's a traffic jam forming, the system adjusts signals, reroutes vehicles, and even reschedules deliveries. Humans only step in when something totally new or unpredictable happens.
That's like living in a city that has its own nervous system.
That's a perfect way to put it. And it's not just about convenience, it's about national resilience. The Saudi Data and AI Authority, SDAIA, is building a nationwide agentic ecosystem across logistics, public safety, healthcare, and citizen services. These AI agents are handling things like permit applications, supply distribution, and hospital triage, cutting wait times and improving decision accuracy.
So it's not just about cool tech. It's actually about transforming how a country runs.
Exactly. The report calls it AI-driven governance. It's not just smart tech, it's a whole new model of efficiency. And it's also setting a global benchmark. Other nations are watching this very closely because if it works at this scale, it changes how cities everywhere could operate.
Okay, that's honestly incredible. Like, we're not talking about hypothetical AI anymore. It's literally running cities.
Yep, it's the first real glimpse of what the agentic future looks like in action.
All right, let's bring this down from the city level to the business level. Because most of us aren't running a country, but we are trying to keep our operations from falling apart when one supplier sneezes.
Exactly. And that's actually why supply chains are one of the best real world examples of agentic AI in action. The report spends a lot of time on this because supply chains are messy. They're global, constantly changing, and full of variables that humans can't possibly track in real time.
So they're kind of the perfect storm for an AI takeover.
Pretty much. Think about it. There are thousands of moving parts: shipping delays, price changes, weather disruptions, new regulations, changing demand. A human operations team can't process all that data fast enough. But an agentic AI system, it thrives on it.
Okay, walk me through what that looks like.
Sure. Imagine you're running a global manufacturing company. Traditionally, your system might alert you if inventory levels drop below a certain threshold, and then a human decides what to reorder and when. That's reactive.
Right, so you're always catching up to the problem.
Exactly. Now, with agentic AI, it's completely flipped. You've got AI agents continuously monitoring data, demand signals, raw material costs, supplier lead times, even weather forecasts. When an agent notices that a delay in China might impact production next month, it doesn't wait for someone to react. It reroutes orders, negotiates alternative suppliers, adjusts pricing models, and updates your internal forecast, all before it becomes a crisis.
That's insane. So it's not just automating, it's anticipating.
Exactly. The report calls this proactive orchestration. It's like having a digital command center where every piece of your supply chain thinks for itself and communicates with the others. If your transport AI predicts a storm in Singapore, your inventory AI starts rebalancing stock in Dubai. Everything happens dynamically.
That must save a ton of time and money.
Huge. The report cites cases where agentic systems reduce delays by 40%, shrink working capital tied up in inventory, and even cut carbon emissions because the AI optimizes for the most efficient routes and energy usage.
Wow. So what's the before and after picture here?
Before agentic AI, you've got humans managing spreadsheets, dashboards, and alerts. When something goes wrong, people scramble. Emails, calls, meetings. After agentic AI, agents are doing most of the work automatically. They manage orders, adjust routes, renegotiate prices, even handle exception reporting. Humans step in only for oversight or strategic calls.
That's kind of like giving your supply chain a brain. And maybe a bit of intuition, too.
Exactly. It turns every node, every warehouse, every vendor, every system into a decision-making unit. And when all those units work together, your entire supply chain becomes a living, adaptive organism.
Okay, that sounds like magic. But I guess it's really just logic at a scale humans can't pull off.
Right. It's data logic plus autonomy. And that's why supply chain is the canary in the coal mine for agentic AI adoption. It's showing what's possible when you let AI act, not just advise.
All right, so we've talked supply chains, which is super cool. But I'm guessing that's not the only area where agentic AI is shaking things up.
Not even close. The report dives into a bunch of sectors: manufacturing, healthcare, HR, IT, and in every one of them, agentic AI is kind of rewriting the rulebook.
Okay, let's go one by one. Start with manufacturing.
Sure. So, in manufacturing, agentic AI is basically becoming the invisible factory manager. These systems connect to IoT sensors on machines, collect live data, and spot patterns before humans ever could. If a machine's vibration level starts hinting at a possible breakdown next week, the AI agent flags it, schedules maintenance, and reroutes production automatically.
So it's predicting and fixing problems before they happen.
Exactly. The report calls it predictive autonomy. And the results are huge. Less downtime, better resource planning, fewer supply chain disruptions. Factories start running more smoothly not because humans work harder, but because AI agents work smarter.
I like that. Less sweat, more smarts.
Yeah, totally. Then there's healthcare. This one's fascinating. Agentic AI is helping hospitals with patient flow, staff scheduling, and diagnostics. Imagine an AI that predicts ER surges based on local data, reallocates staff, and even automates paperwork for incoming patients.
So it's not diagnosing diseases, it's keeping the system itself healthy.
That's a perfect way to put it. In the report, they describe agents coordinating between departments. For example, alerting radiology when a batch of emergency scans is coming, or notifying billing when a patient's discharge time changes. The AI becomes the unseen operator, making sure everything runs smoothly.
That could seriously reduce burnout too, right?
Exactly. It's not about replacing doctors or nurses, it's about freeing them from all the admin work so they can focus on care.
Love that. Okay, what about HR?
HR is another one that's being transformed. Agentic AI systems can post job listings, screen resumes, schedule interviews, and even manage onboarding, all automatically. The AI can evaluate candidate skills based on job performance data, not just keywords, and it can do it at scale.
So HR gets to spend time on culture and strategy instead of calendars and spreadsheets.
Exactly. It's like having a tireless HR assistant who never sleeps, never double books, and always remembers everyone's preferred pronouns.
So basically better than most of us before coffee.
Yeah, pretty much. And then there's IT and cybersecurity. Agentic AI is now managing cloud workloads, patching vulnerabilities, and even responding to cyber threats in real time.
Wait, so it can actually defend systems on its own?
Yep, the report calls it autonomous resilience. When a network anomaly pops up, agents isolate the issue, roll back affected systems, and even generate the post-incident report for your IT lead. Humans still review everything, but the response time drops from hours to seconds.
That's a game changer.
Totally. The overall theme here is that agentic AI isn't taking over jobs, it's taking over tasks that slow people down. It gives every function, from HR to IT, a level of intelligence and adaptability we've never had before.
So it's like we're not getting replaced, we're just finally getting upgraded.
Exactly. Upgraded, not replaced. That's the spirit of it.
All right, so all of this sounds amazing, but there's got to be a catch, right? I mean, if agentic AI can do all this, why isn't every company on the planet using it already?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question. And the report actually breaks this down really clearly. There are 4 big roadblocks that keep most organizations from going full-on agentic.
4. Okay, hit me.
First up, infrastructure. Most companies just don't have systems that can handle it yet. Their tech stacks are old, their data siloed, and everything moves too slowly. Agentic AI needs real-time data, clean APIs, and a connected environment to function properly. If you've got legacy software that barely talks to your CRM, good luck running autonomous agents across it.
So it's like trying to put a Tesla engine into a 1998 Toyota.
Exactly. It's powerful, but it's not built for that frame. You need modernization first. Better connectivity, cloud integration, real-time visibility.
Okay, makes sense. What's next?
Number 2, data quality. Garbage in, garbage out. Agentic AI relies on constant, clean data flows. If your data is incomplete or inconsistent, those autonomous decisions can go wrong fast. Imagine an agent ordering extra stock because of a duplicated sales entry. That kind of stuff adds up.
So before AI can act smart, your data's got to be smart.
Exactly. Third, governance. This one's huge. You can't just let agents run wild. You need a framework that defines when AI acts, when it asks for help, and when it stops. That means policies, oversight, and ethical boundaries, especially when these agents start making decisions that affect customers or finances.
Right, because as soon as AI is touching real money or people's lives, you need guardrails.
Exactly. Think of it like digital driving laws. Agents need rules of the road. And then there's the 4th challenge, people.
Ah, the human part.
Yup. This is the biggest cultural shift companies will face. Most people aren't used to the idea of software acting on its own. It feels uncomfortable, even threatening, to let go of control. That's why trust and transparency are huge. Teams need to understand how the AI makes decisions, and leaders need to communicate that clearly.
So it's not just about teaching AI how to work with humans, it's teaching humans how to work with AI.
Exactly. The report actually calls this out. Technical transformation fails without cultural transformation. You can't just plug agentic AI into an old mindset. You need training, change management, and honestly, a bit of humility, because these systems will surprise you.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, we've been trained to manage tech, and suddenly the tech's managing itself. That's a mental adjustment.
Totally. And it's why the report says you've got to take a phased approach. Start small, prove it works, build trust, then scale. The companies that rush into this without structure are the ones that end up with chaos.
So patience isn't just smart, it's survival.
Exactly. Crawl, walk, run.
Okay, so we've covered the challenges, the what's hard part. But now I'm wondering, how does the report say we should actually do this? Like, what's the roadmap for moving into this agentic AI world without blowing things up?
Yeah, this is where the ICG intelligence report really shines. It doesn't just talk about the cool theory, it gives a clear playbook for rolling this out. Basically, it's saying, don't try to jump straight into full autonomy.
So, baby steps first.
Exactly. The report lays out a phased approach. Think of it as crawl, walk, run. You start with assisted intelligence, move into hybrid autonomy, and finally, when the systems and people are ready, you hit full autonomy.
Okay, walk me through those phases.
Sure. Phase 1 is assisted intelligence. That's where AI supports humans but doesn't make independent calls. Things like report generation, data summaries, or recommendation engines. It's low risk, and it helps people build trust.
So that's where everyone kind of gets comfortable having AI in the room.
Exactly. Then you move to phase 2, hybrid autonomy. Here, AI starts making smaller decisions on its own, within defined limits. Maybe it adjusts production schedules or approves standard expense requests, but humans still set the boundaries and intervene when needed.
So, kind of like letting the AI drive in a parking lot before taking it on the freeway.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. Then phase 3, full autonomy. That's where AI agents operate end-to-end processes with minimal supervision. They handle logistics, finance workflows, customer interactions, and humans move into more strategic oversight roles.
So, by that point, it's not about replacing jobs, it's about changing what people actually do.
Exactly. Humans become orchestrators instead of operators. And the report really emphasizes training for that shift, not just on how to use the tech, but how to think in terms of agentic systems. Like, how do you manage something that manages itself?
Yeah, that's definitely a mindset shift.
It is. The report also stresses governance, creating clear rules for when AI acts, when it pauses, and when it escalates decisions. You want your agents to have autonomy, but not anarchy.
So, like an invisible rulebook that keeps things safe and predictable.
Exactly. Then there's change management, preparing teams to work with AI as a colleague, not just a tool. The companies that succeed are the ones that make it human-centered. They involve employees early, build transparency, and keep communication open.
Makes sense. If people understand what the AI is doing and why, they're more likely to trust it.
Totally. And finally, the report says every organization should create what it calls an agentic maturity roadmap. That's a custom plan that defines where you are today, where you want to be, and how you'll get there, step by step.
Like a GPS for digital transformation.
Exactly. You start with small, safe use cases, learn from them, scale the ones that work, and build your internal capacity over time. It's slow, but it's sustainable.
So it's not about being first, it's about getting it right.
Perfectly said. The companies that rush this will make noise. The ones that pace it right will make history.
All right, so last question. Where's all this going? Like, 5 or 10 years from now, what does the ICG intelligence report think the world looks like with agentic AI everywhere?
Yeah, this is where it gets exciting and, honestly, kind of humbling. The report's future outlook paints a picture of a world that's not just automated, but truly adaptive. Systems that learn, cooperate, and evolve on their own.
So, not just faster machines, smarter systems.
Exactly. We're talking about economies that self-balance, supply chains that reconfigure themselves, healthcare systems that predict outbreaks before they happen, and governments that can simulate the impact of new policies before rolling them out.
That's wild. So, decision making becomes what? Continuous?
Yeah, continuous and collective. The report calls it distributed intelligence. Instead of a few humans trying to steer a massive ship, you've got millions of intelligent nodes, each making micro decisions that keep the whole system in sync.
That sounds both brilliant and a little freaky.
Totally. But that's why the ICG report keeps coming back to balance. It's not just about building smarter tech, it's about building responsible systems. You want AI that can act independently, but also align with human goals and ethics.
So, the real challenge isn't whether we can build it, it's whether we can build it right.
Exactly. The report's really clear on that. The organizations that win in this next wave are the ones that focus on alignment, making sure their AI reflects their values, their strategy, and their people.
So, we're heading into a world where the smartest organizations are the ones that trust their machines, but also teach them how to think like humans.
That's it. And maybe even better than humans when it comes to scale, consistency, and speed. But it all starts with design, designing systems that respect context, collaboration, and control.
That's honestly kind of inspiring. Like, if we do this right, we're not just building smarter systems, we're building a smarter planet.
Yeah, the report ends on that same note. It says Agentic AI is the missing layer in digital transformation, the one that turns data into intelligence and intelligence into real action.
So the message is clear. Start small, think big, and, don't be afraid of the future.
Exactly, because the future's already started, and the agents are learning fast.
Thanks for hanging out with us. If you like this episode, share it with a friend and, let's keep the curiosity going.
Until next time, stay smart, stay adaptive, and maybe get used to the idea that your next coworker might just be an AI agent.